able to record.
Okay, please Anubhav make her the co-host, I think.
Yeah.
Or just make me the host, means if you just can handle that. Fine, now you can.
Okay.
We are live, okay? We can start.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the second day of 21-day mindfulness journey. Mindfulness, the Journey to Greatness by Institute Wellness Group and Reiki Center of Excellence for the Science of Happiness, IIT Kharagpur. We are very happy to receive a wonderful feedback from you people. And regarding the questions you have asked in the form, we'll try to discuss the questions in this session. And in fact, our teacher Saamdu Chetri sir also told that many of the questions will be addressed in this 21-day journey. And even though if some of the questions are left, we'll be having another session in which those questions will be discussed. So now, without any further delay, I would like to invite our teacher Saamdu Chetri to start the session.
Thank you, Soumya. Thank you so much. Thank you, the group. Welcome, dear friends, for the second day of our 21 days journey together. Let me just share my screen so that we know what we are doing today. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, dear friends, let's come into deeply breathe in and breathe out so that we find ourselves comfortably in a place. Just let's take a few deep breaths in and out. Just feel your body from toe to head. Walk through every part of your body and describe it. Relaxed, feeling well, grounded. Find a word for your body. Take your awareness to your head and try to assess and find a word for its present position. Is it distracted, judging, frown on the forehead? Find a word and calm down. Maybe your mind is calm, still, peaceful. Bring your mind to your heart, your awareness to the heart, and see what the heart is feeling like. Raise love, joy, peace in your heart. All right, welcome to the second day. The first thing I'm going to do is remind you from yesterday. What did you do to discipline yourself? Did you, last evening after our discussion, rehearse your intentions? Did you build on self-affirmation? Did you build on mission statements? What did you do? Did you practice noble silence? When you are on the bed, did you scan your body? Every day, I'll try to remind you, maybe a little differently, but unless we discipline ourselves, unless we practice, everything will remain a word in our minds. Everything is practice, my dear friends. You might see wonderful magicians. You might see great painters who paint opposite, who paint with their heads, hands, legs. You might see great musicians. It hasn't happened just overnight. They have disciplined themselves constantly for hours together. Some of them have constantly done one thing for 72 days of 8 hours each. So everything is a discipline. Our mind flies, we become forgetful, we become stressed, distressed, we begun to worry. All that is possible to be controlled. We can easily take control of those movements of our mind. All right? Somebody had this question, how do I control my mind? Please do not control your mind. Please free your mind. What does that mean? It means try to be aware of your thoughts that arise in you. Let the thoughts come. Don't fight to let the thoughts go away. But there is an important thing we need to do is we need to recognize that thought. Bring that thought. Why is that thought coming into you? Rationalize that thought. Pause, look into it, realize that thought, and then you change it. If the thought is bad, you transform into good. Okay? The moment you are aware and you recognize the thought, the journey becomes easier because you have taken the first step to recognize it. But if you just keep on thinking without recognizing, you will be overly overwhelmed and you will face difficulties. Anyway, so from the waking up this morning, did you sit on the bed? Did you feel grateful for another 24 hours in front of you? Did you say thank you to the universe? Did you put a resolve in your mind? Did you look at yesterday, how your yesterday went, and how you programmed yourself for today? Did you do 6 minutes of sitting meditation there? Just breathing in and breathing out, flowing yourself with the breath, keeping breath as your object, just looking into the breath in and out, how it flows in and out. So flowing with it. Did you do this? Did you practice self-affirmation? Have you already pasted in places that you move around, that you sit? In your bathroom mirror? Have you done that? Have you sat together with your family to pray? Have you sat together with your family to meditate? While you're drinking water, did you go down to water to say, water, I love you, come into me and nourish my body and rejuvenate me? Please try this and see. The taste of the water will be different and you will feel rejuvenated. While eating, you also need to think about the sun, the rain, the minerals on earth, the people who have worked hard to bring that food onto your table, being grateful and making really good choices for your health and happiness. You know, meat and dairy are not good at all for our system, which we will probably talk later, but try to be a vegetarian or even a vegan, all right? And then, did you exercise yourself? So in your normal walk of your life, you might have crossed around in the family. Did you speak beautifully every word? Yesterday I was talking about the quantum physics and somebody had that question. Maybe if we have time, we will address that too. But on the high top is like reason, the wisdom, understanding, the ability to judge, cognitive abilities really is the reason. Above reason is love. Above love is joy. And on the top of joy, on the top of the hierarchy of this hertz of the vibration is peace. Above peace at 700 plus hertz vibration is enlightenment. Now we can get into there very easily. It's all through being yourself, being very positive in your attitude, in your practice, in your speeches, and in deep listening. All right. So everything happens. And now, Did you practice noble silence last night, which you should do today if you haven't done? And before you go to bed, meditate once again with your family, sit down and do a heart sharing, heart to heart sharing. And you just listen to one another without comment, without criticism, just loving, listening to everyone and understanding them, like stepping into their shoes and feeling for them. This will bring you a new learning of empathy, compassion, and you'll be able to find yourself in a good vibration with others. Somebody had this question, when people think bad, do we get it bad? Yes, if someone is a bad person thinking bad about you and is speaking bad to you, if you join, connect with that person, then your vibration matches with that person and you get that wrong vibes into you. So yesterday I was telling you, don't connect yourself with others. That is his saying, her way of life. It's not your way of life. Ground yourself, be yourself, and do not connect with the gifts of others. Be yourself the gift, be yourself the light. All right? Okay, so the today's intention that we must build on, and from now on, you'll try to put this in your mind until tomorrow we meet, is today and every day, I'll nurture my potentials for creativity. So we have potentials, we have a lot of potentials which are hidden in us. Somebody knows, and we have not really tried to realize those potentials. Now, if we arise those potentials, we have the opportunity to also become very creative, because those potentials are your passions, your deep desires, your conflicts, your confusions. All of these are within this, all right? So put this in your, these are examples, all right, of every day I'm trying to bring to you what is intention. If you have an intention on something, then what happens is you put your full effort into this intention. Then things change, okay? Sorry, let me just switch off something. Sorry, someone is calling, so I just had to throw my phone away. Sorry. So now let's try to understand what is reality and truth. Okay? I think we have also discussed this lightly, trying to understand ourselves better. We have these two words, reality and truth. Let's understand, are we real? Where did we come from? The chair we sit, is that real? Where was it before it came onto its being? So we really need to focus deeply and understand a different journey altogether. Sorry, give me a minute. I think this phone is really disturbing. I don't know where it is coming from. I think I should switch off the phone. People insistently call. Sorry. So what is reality and truth? Are we real? Let's look at this tree, which you know what tree this is. The perception of a farmer on this tree, which it belongs to him, would be, wow, I'll have beautiful, delicious fruits from this tree. I'll sell, I'll have enough money to educate my children and also enjoy the fruit. And also he might think that this fruit tree gives so much shade that there is grass underneath which I can feed to my cows. See, there's a multiple perception, the truth for the farmer. A woodcutter might see, wow, when this tree dries, I have a lot of wood, to sell and earn money from. A carpenter might think, wow, this tree is so much that I will have so many furnitures built out of it. Look at the perception of each one of us. It's very different from what it is. So what is the truth? We say this right hand, we say this left hand, but where is the reference point for right hand and left hand? We have no reference point. Do we? Come to the next. We have east, west, north, south. Why do we call east? Is because we have a reference of sun that rises from east, sets in the west, and the left hand side we call north and the right hand side we call south. Maybe for the people in the south, all might remain the same, except that they might call themselves as the north and us as the south, which is not true, of course. But what is true? Are direction true? If you say yes, if we shoot ourselves 300 miles above the Earth atmosphere, what do we see? We see that there's no night, there's no day. Sun is on and on and on. There's no direction. The heavenly planets, the galaxies, the stars, they become our direction. So what is the truth? What is real? That we call east is real. Sun rises in the east, just vanishes once we go above our Earth's atmosphere. So what is true? Let's continue our journey. Then who are we? Are we real in such a case? I'll tell you a story. Story of the ocean. When the sun hits onto the ocean, to the rivers, to the waters, vapor rises. The vapor gets into the sky, forms into cloud, and moves tremendously all over the planet. And somewhere they strike and fall as rain. The rain join them together on the ground, form into a small rivulet, get into a channel, to a small stream, to a river, to a big river, and they flow back to the ocean. When did the water die? Our life, in fact, is as real as that. If you read the book of Michio Kaku, The Future of Humanity, Michio Kaku, by the way, is a quantum physicist, the father of string theory. He says that if we can vibrate at the same level like the dinosaurs, if we have the same frequency of vibration like the dinosaurs, we will feel and see them around us. Therefore, in other words, we never die. Let's come to this. Why we don't die? Because what is embedded in this belt of body is consciousness, which we translate into energy. We call that soul, we call in different names. Atma and so forth is supposed to be the energy that will never die, right? So we all know this term Bhagavan. We don't highlight the word or write the word but when you pronounce, it is there, certainly there, Bhagavan, okay? So what does Bha stands for? Bhumi, earth. Now look into ourselves. We came as a haploid of mother and haploid of father into the mother's womb. Haploid of mother's was already there. Haploid of father comes in and we form a diploid, which is called a zygote or cell. Now, even if before it came to father and mother, where was it? You see, we can keep on asking this question, and please keep on asking question to yourself, because otherwise this curiosity will never give you a reality, an understanding of reality and truth. So it becomes a zygote, and the zygote, that one cell begins to multiply and divide, form into a baby in 9 months, and we are born. Now, how did we multiply and divide? It's from the food mother is nourishing herself, the water that mother is nourishing herself, the heat that mother is producing, sharing with us in the womb. So all the elements of outside nature are being taken by mother and is fed to the child. All right. So a grown-up man like me and a smaller man, you know, when you combine the average of the big man and the small man, the total genetic science they talk about that each one of us on an average have 37.2 trillion cells. Okay. Now imagine these 37.2 trillion cells are built out of food, out of bhumi that is built, that is nourished by the planet Earth, built into food. That food comes into us. Look at that interdependence relationship. So we say this body mass of ours, 12% of the body mass is the food, is the earth. All right, it comes from the earth. Now, when you see Gagan, the next word Ga stands for Gagan, the sky. We associate our five senses to Gagan, and we think that this is from the universe, is not from the earth, but it's from the entire universe that these five senses gives us the perception about beliefs and disbeliefs, about faith, and finally about our destiny. So the next is Agni, which is silent, not written, Agni. Now you just see that in 37.2 trillion cells, every cell is nourished with energy through the air that floats with the food that is digested by our gut, stomach. And it sparks and burns into every cell to rejuvenate the cell, to keep the cell alive, to replenish the cell, to rejuvenate our cells. And they say, genetic people say that every cell, actually there is an equivalent to 1.4 volt energy. Now you multiply with 37.2 trillion cells, we are a walking field of energy. That's why we can vibrate, we can have a frequency. And the more good frequency we carry, the more higher we get into being happy, being loved, loving others. You become joyful, you are peaceful all the time in your mind. This is with higher vibrations, all right? Now see, this and Vayu, the next word is Vayu is wind. And now you can imagine every cell is nourished with the food and the air, oxygen that flows into each one of them. So according to the Vedantas, Indian Vedantas, I have no proof on this, but the Indian Vedantas say that anything between 8 to 9% of heat and wind are in our body form. 12% of the form is Bhumi, 8 to 9% each of Agni and Vayu in our body. All right. And we all know scientifically it is proven that near water, we are 70% plus water. So even, our brain is about 80%, and I think they talk about 72% of our body is water. All right. If 72% of our body is water, then you look at this formation that 100% of it, our existence is in the universe, in the earth, in this existence, in the nature, in this interdependence. So wherever we bring some conflict, we suffer directly. We poison the earth, we get poison food. We poison the sky, we breathe poison. We poison the water, we get poison. So there are many ways that we can, kind of challenge ourselves to go out of these unreal things and become more real in our lives, because we are the interdependence. We cannot be in isolation. Look at what has nature done with the lockdown thus far. Ganga, Yamuna are self-cleaning. They have cleansed, they look pure. You can see Himalayas from Punjab, where was it they said? Delhi's air is becoming clean. They can see stars in the night now. See, a lot of good things are happening. And this probably, should be a practice even when we are over from the new normal. When you get back to our old system, we should lock down our earth, planet every week at least once. All right. Anyway, there are a lot of ways we can do, but let's continue our journey. So today we will try to meditate on the 5 elements of our planet. All right. So it will be a meditation on interdependence. Please prepare yourself. As you're listening to the bell, sit comfortably with eyes closed, preferably. Eyes droop down or closed. Your back straight, chin slightly tucked in, without stress on your neck. Legs grounded if you're sitting on a chair or a cushion, or knees touching the ground if you're sitting on a cushion. Tongue lightly touching the upper palate. Teeth not biting. Shoulders relaxed. And watch your breath. Feel the energy entering the center of your palms if you have them open upwards. Let us take 3 deep breaths in and slowly out from our nose. Let's begin. 3, 2, 1, go. Hold it for 1 or 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and slowly breathe out. Hold it again for 2, 3 seconds. Again, take a deep breath in. Hold it there for 2, 3 seconds. Slowly breathe out. Hold it again for 2, 3 seconds. Slow, deeply breathe in again. Hold it for 2, 3 seconds. Slowly breathe out. Please feel calm and relaxed and take your awareness to your feet. Feel the soles, wriggle your toes. Feel the ankle, calf muscles, thighs. Ask the entire 2 legs to soften and relax. Thank them for carrying you to the places of need and love since you started to walk on them. Straighten your lower back and upper back and relax your shoulders completely. Feel the hands on your lap and ask them to soften and relax. And thank them for enabling you to carry, touch, feel, receive, embrace, ride, drive, ride, and so on. Move your awareness to your neck, slightly move it to find the right position for it, and relax your neck. Move your tongue in the mouth and slide your jaws left to right and feel them relaxed. Take your thoughts and focus in your head and see if the mind is judging or distracted. Pause, recognize whatever it is doing, and realize by asking the mind to be still, clear, calm, and peaceful. Now take your awareness to your heart and see what the heart is doing. Pause, recognize if there are any agitation or negative feelings it is holding at this point. Be aware and realize it, and just let it go and relax. Arise love, joy, and peace that has no boundary, expectation, but is pure, humble, inclusive, and profound. Body, mind, and speech in perfect oneness. I send my heart along with the sound of the bell. May the hearers and the loved ones awaken from forgetfulness and transcend the path, anxiety, and sorrow. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. As I inhale and exhale, my mind synchronizes with it. I feel robust, solid, and forgiving like the Mother Earth. My profound gratitude and love to her for making me robust, solid, and free. She teaches me love and compassion and enables me to see myself in plants, animals, insects, and other human beings alike. She houses me, nourishes me, forgives me. She asks nothing in return. I surrender to her and ask her to forgive me for any wrongs I may have inflicted on her unaware, Mother Earth. My heart touches you, and I bow down to you for accepting me and making me realize oneness in all. I take refuge in you. My mind is floating away. I'm happy to recognize the fact and gently remind my mind to come back to focus on breathing in and breathing out. I feel fresh and nourished. The air is passing through to every cell in my body, bringing nourishment to them, repairing, replacing, rejuvenating them. I'm grateful to the air that envelops all of us and brings to every living being on the planet. We all breathe the same air, being nourished, feeling fresh and rejuvenated, proving us that we are the children of the same universe. Knowing this fact, my love, joy, peace increases in many folds, and same wish for everything and everyone around me. Gently, I call back my mind to breathing in and out. Now I ask my mind to focus back on our body and realize that 2/3 of it is water, which is alive. I feel pure like the morning dew, fresh, shiny and integrated, rolling on the petal of a lotus. Breathing out, I feel glorious like the lotus itself. All life form arose from the water. Dear water, you are scarce, sacred, and the source of all our lives. As we drink you every time, our gratitude is to all waters. May we be nourished forever with your love and kindness. You make us realize that you are everywhere in everything, and thus make the same in the form and with the rest of the existence. We know we are one family. Thank you, water, for connecting us and giving us to realize our oneness. My mind slowly rises and begins to expand, enveloping the planet Earth and forming it into magnificent sky. As I breathe in and out, I feel my true home is here and now. It is beautiful movement as I realize the five senses are the gift of the sky. There are no perceptions, but reality learned from them, overcoming my dualistic feeling of the mind. They help me take a powerful journey into myself and help me take refuge in myself and make me the light of my own. We send our gratitude to the sky that covers our Mother Earth as a roof over us. It gives the possibility as one to witness wonders in the universe. The sun, as one of the wonders, is shining and sharing its warmth and waking us to the light from darkness, negativity, and ignorance. As I breathe in, I feel happy, and as I breathe out, I put a smile on my face. As I'm alive, and this is the magic. Awakened, I become the light and start to shine on my family, community, country, and the world, bringing me out of the darkness to light, awakening humanity. I am the light. I am the light. I am the light. Please bring back your awareness to your body. Take deep and slow breaths. Open your eyes halfway. Rub your hands. Massage your legs or body, depending how you have been sitting. And open your eyes, filled with love, joy, peace, and happiness. So, thank you guys for doing this meditation together with me. Now we come to our last slide, which is the happiness song. Let me wish you, may you be happy and well. May you be free from fear and any danger. May you bring happiness to the lives you touch. May you become the light. May you bring unconditional love to others and be loved and cared for. May you be successful in all your endeavors and in your life. Now we sing the happiness song. 3, 2, 1. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, and I'm not in a hurry. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Somewhere to go, something to do, but I'm not in a hurry.
Hello, sir. Hello. Hello, sir. Sir, you're not audible.
Abhinav, if you're hearing me, can you please write a message? Actually, I can't hear you. If you can hear me, I can't hear you. Something is wrong.
Hello, sir.
Oh, yes, now I hear you.
I think Anubhav will be asking questions.
Yeah, well, I just got lost and worried.
Yes, sir. Your net connectivity got lost.
Okay.
Anubhav?
Sir, can you hear me now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, sir. So today there have not been any questions from our comment section.
Okay.
Oh no, there have been a few questions now. So the first question is how does our breathing help in raising our positive vibration? And also the Shubhra wants to know the book mentioned in the session again.
Well, how does our breath help? You see, breathing is the only thing that will last until we are alive. And it's something when you breathe deeply in, what are you doing? You are sending more of your oxygen to the cells, 37.2 trillion cells in our body. And how does it not help? Otherwise, this ancient practice of pranayama would not have been there. It is actually one of the practices to cure yourself. When you do Kapalbhati, pranayama, this is one of the magical ways of living a healthier life. And it has been proven today by scientific researchers too. So when you are listening to your breathing in and out, when you are focusing in your breathing, you are concentrating, you are focusing your mind, your awareness is in the breath, the feeling of the breath in and out. And what is happening during that time, you're developing the power of your concentration. When you open your eyes from this breathing, every moment, if you are stressed, just close your eyes and take few breaths. Your stress is gone. Like I told you yesterday, if you have an addiction to smoking, breathe 6 times hard when the urge comes. Every time the urge comes, breathe. Breath is everything actually. You can do so many things with breath. So when you are able to concentrate, focus your mind with your breathing in and breathing out, is not only going to help you concentrate, anytime you can just close your eyes and fall into meditation, to a meditative posture, practice. And what is going to happen is that your mind, when you are focused, your mind is, very resourceful. It's full a package of potentials that will behold, that you will be wondering, you will be getting so much of creative ideas. So many good things will start to flow. You can just practice, if you know how to meditate, if you learn how to meditate with breath in and out, as you're doing this, thoughts will arise. Now, your duty is to realize that thoughts are coming, not to block them, but to realize that they are coming, to recognize them, and to tell them, please go away. I'm focusing myself in breathing in and breathing out. This is a constant thing you have to try. A time will come when you are able to concentrate with your breathing in and breathing out. Then what happens is, once you become a seasoned breather, a meditating breather, when you sit, you can bring thoughts in, and then you can, dissect those thoughts in your mind. You'll have all the answers that are out there for you. You can get all the answers because the basics are with you. It'll nourish you. Einstein, like I told you yesterday, got his brightest idea when he was cycling because his whole focus was in cycling. So in anything you focus, you are releasing a lot of space in your mind, in your brain to get something new, something better for our understanding, for our wisdom, for our greatness. Yeah. I don't know if that was the question, but
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And some of our users want to, know the name of the book again. So I guess you can mention the few books that you were suggesting, sir.
okay. So there's one book called The Future of Humanity by Michio Kaku, the quantum physicist, the father of the string theory, I think. He has written a beautiful book on the future of humanity. He says that if we can vibrate, what the quantum physics talks about, the highest vibration that ever can come, 700 plus hertz, is actually enlightenment. Below that, 650, around between 650 and 700 is joy, sorry, peace. Below that is joy, below that is love, and that is reason. So they are in the high bracket of the frequency hertz. So what he said is that if you can vibrate in the same frequency like these dinosaurs would have vibrated, we will be able to see them and feel them around us even now. So that's the power of our vibration. And that can only happen, like I said when I began, is through positivity. When our mind is positive, when we are grounded ourselves as who we are without any comparison, any kind of competition, compete with yourself. You don't compare with great people. It's wrong. People one day in my class asked, sir, if I don't compare with him, how can I become also like him? We are inspired by great people, not we can't compare with them. So that is a subtle difference. If you begin to compare, you will feel very dejected. You will never, we can't compare with Einstein, but we can take inspiration from him. We can't compare with Mahatma Gandhi, but we can take inspirations from them. So we should work with the inspiration, not through competition, because competition is one of the things that will make us always unhappy, always unhappy. And the second book is called Why Buddhism is True. This is written by a famous psychologist from America. His name is Robert Wright. I think I have that book right here. This is the book. I don't know if that is visible. No, it's not visible. Sorry.
So the book is interfering with the...
Yeah, I think it's not visible. So it's okay. So that will give you, open up many things in our life about our mind, our behavior, the way that we should formulate ourselves to be greater human beings. Then there's a book called What Does Not Make Us a Buddhist? And that's by Dzongsa Khyentse Rinpoche. So if you just know the name of the book, you don't have to know the writer, you'll find that out. It's all on the Amazon actually. And then the other book that I would prescribe is, please read the book from Thich Nhat Hanh called New Clouds, Old Path by Thich Nhat Hanh. This is another book that will guide us to a greater path. The same writer, Thich Nhat Hanh, has written another book. He has over 100 books written, Thich Nhat Hanh. So one of the books that he has written is also called Buddha Body, Buddha Mind. And I think I would suggest that you also read that book. If you read this many books, you'll find your journey. You'll also find new avenues, new ways, new books to go for. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I would like to club two questions, one by Priyanka and one by Sutrisha. Priyanka asks, how can we control our thoughts? How can we stop overthinking and get rid of it? And Sutrisha asks, is every negative thought also a message in disguise which needs our attention?
Yes. Well, you see, again, coming to this, how can we control our thoughts? We can control our thoughts. You have to become a meditator. First thing. Second thing, even with not being a meditator, what you need to do is when the thoughts arise, you need to realize, you need to take awareness of that thought. That becomes very important. If you do not take awareness of the thought, it will keep on coming and bothering you. So I can tell you something, like I have a thought that keeps on bothering me, a thought of maybe, I don't know, some problems, some problematic thoughts in terms of relationship. It comes and you just brush it away, comes and brush it away, but it disturbs you a lot. Now what you can do is bring that thoughts, recognize, oh, this thought is coming again to me, sit down, recognize the thought. What is this thought? Then start asking questions to this thought. Why is this thought am I getting? How is this thought coming to me? With all this, why, what, where, which, how, when, keep on asking to every answer that you get an answer from a question, ask question again to the answer. It will be like something that peeling an onion, you reach to the center and there's nothing. At the end, you laugh about it or you let it go. That's one way. The other way is once you realize, once you pause and realize about the thought, the next step that you can take is try to rationalize that thought. What does this thought make me? Does it disturb me? Does it give me some other views of mind? If it does, then what should be the way out? Work out your way out. Realize that. Build a realization to it. If the thought is disturbing me, then you just build on the thought. Oh, it's getting dark and I'm becoming more darker. It's okay. Forgot to switch on the lights. So it's about recognizing. Pause, realize, recognize the thoughts and realize them. So these are the two ways to go about it when it comes to thoughts. What was the second question that you referred to? Hello?
Yeah, so second question was that are negative thoughts a message in disguise which need our attention?
Negative thoughts, yes, you can take them as a message in disguise, because if they keep on coming, they are going to change your frequency in your system. And when they change your frequency, you come on the lower side of your existence, which means you'll be stressed, you'll be frustrated, you'll worry, you'll get fear, you'll get angry, you'll get jittery. You can even get, all kinds of bad things will begin to embed in our lives. So it is a signal. When bad thoughts keep on coming to you, it's a signal. You should not feed the bad thought. There's a beautiful story, an Oriental story, also a Red Indian American story. A grandfather is telling a story to his son that we all have a bad wolf and a good wolf in us. And they are always fighting in us. And, then and of course the story continues. And then the child gets very intrigued and says, but grandfather, if they're fighting, one has to win. Who wins then? Then the grandfather says, the one we nourish wins. You see, very simple story, but very powerful. So try to nourish positivity, not negativity. Negative thoughts, if they come, they are signaling for your body's, frequencies are getting lower. So what you need to do is change your thoughts, like I just spoke some time ago. Try to decode it, why these thoughts are arising, and then realize them. All right? Rationalize them and realize them. Okay? Okay, thank you.
So that was a very important message. Pravesh asks a very practical question. He asks, how can we persuade our mind to continue the meditating practices? Like people often discontinue the daily meditation.
Right. So you see, this is a question of carrot and stick. If you show carrot, then of course people work, and if you show stick, they kind of work only out of fear. You see, you need to you need to design as a discipline. You have to put a timetable and you have to strictly follow. If you don't, it'll never happen. In the beginning, you have to do this. After you become a seasoned meditator, then you can do meditation anytime. Like when I sit in the chair before talking to you, I also meditate. You know? So meditation is a practice that comes with discipline. You have to discipline. There's no other way. No other way. So one way is, you hear the chime of a bell, or you hear, I don't know, a baby crying. Now you are in the village. You might hear the, crows, or the crow of a cock in the morning. Take that movement of sound that comes to you as a movement to take few deep breaths in and listen to your breathing in and breathing out. That's already a good start for your practice of meditation. So remind yourself with sounds. Oh, I need to sit for meditation. 2 minutes, good enough. Make it slowly 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Then you expand it to 12 minutes, to 21 minutes. Take a multiple of 3, 6, and 9. This would be really beautiful, because the energy of vibration is all in this formation. The whole existence is in this formation. So try to take this, and there is no answer to it, a quick medicine for it. You have to discipline yourself, and you have to remind yourself, like in ancient times, Brahmins had a knot in their secret thread, Kshatriyas had that, or mothers would tie a knot in their pallu, to remind themselves. So likewise, you must have something in your body. If you're keeping your phone away, that is becoming a nuisance and a disturbance, then you can have some system in your body to maybe you can take a rope around you, or a small thread around you with some knots in it, to do different things at different times. So when you see that, when you see something, when you hear something that you take as a reference point to remind you, then you can begin your practice through this. There is no simple answer, easy way to getting into practice of meditation. You have to constantly discipline yourself to learn to meditate. Thank you. Let me switch on the light also.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So then I don't know exactly what Sunil means by this, but he's asking, how can mindfulness help us maintain brahmacharya lifestyle?
I don't know what that means, brahmacharya. Brahmacharya, I could understand, would be more to do with sexual side of life. Not to have, to be out of celibacy, I think that's what he means. The rest of the things, you know what to do. Yes, it does. Every brahmachari is totally a mindful human being, because he knows that by being mindful, you remain grounded, you remain in the present moment, you remain now and here. Your thoughts are totally controlled. Your mind is free, but your thoughts are controlled all the time. When thoughts are controlled, nothing is impossible. Everything becomes possible. To be a brahmachari and to be also a monk on the mountains, The Vajrayana monks have to be celibates, They have to maintain celibacy. They are also brahmacharis, in other words. But I know that there's some other practices that happens which is very bad. And they have a practice of seeing things wrongly. When that information starts to arise in the mind, they see things differently. Like I was telling you, one of our friends here in the IIT, a student, a scholar, when such a thought comes in him, thoughts of the sexual side, he sees everybody, that person that comes in his mind as a skeleton. So he has no urs because it's a skeleton. So there are a number of ways that you can bring to your mind to focus, to change your focus of what is being coming to your mind. But definitely being mindful is controlling your thought, because you learn to live now and here. Being mindful meaning you are not thinking about the past, you're not thinking about the future. Although, let me remind you, future, there you have a goal, you have a vision, and that vision has been divided into yearly visions, monthly visions, weekly vision, daily vision. You know, with that actions of the vision. Unless you act today, you cannot keep on thinking of 10 years, 20 years, that what you will become. Your action has to be now, here and now. That's why your presence, every moment mindfully, becomes absolutely important. I don't know if I answered him.
Yes, sir. I hope Sunil would be satisfied with that answer. So I would like to club two to three questions that were asked in the feedback responses. So they were asking about how one can stay concentrated and have a positive attitude for a long time when working for uh, something that you see in the future. And the pandemic has startled people a bit. So how can we maintain a positive attitude and concentration for in such situations?
Mhm. If I ask, if you don't put your positive thoughts, your positive attitude, what is going to happen? You see, this is a question we need to ask. So this is also an emotion that is trying to embed in yourself. But you should realize that there is nothing wrong. What is happening today, you need to take it, you need to transfer it into an asset, into a possibility of goodness. And in this possibility of goodness, what are those things that you can do to self-rejuvenate yourself in your mind, in your body, and in your systems? So this is an opportunity. Encash it as an opportunity instead of thinking about what will happen now. Because what will happen, we do not know. But if we learn to live now and here, then we try to nourish our mind with better things in life, with greater things in life, through the processes of learning. Today, there's so much things out there thrown. Like I was telling you when we began at 4:30 today, when you asked me, I told you that I'm a commerce background A to Z. I've done my PhD also in microfinance, But look, today I'm a teacher of mindfulness. I'm trying to be a teacher of mindfulness. I'm not there yet. And this is all out of interest, out of your own focus, out of your own understanding, because there's enough out there. If you know how to juggle and find them, you can always get the best out of the resources that are available on this planet Earth. So when you are able to develop your thoughts, and right understanding, then you begin to nourish the rest of others, because your wisdom will be developed. Now, we can concentrate over a long time of period, because concentration only develops when you learn to live here and now mindfully. Then you don't need to focus, because it becomes a natural practice. You pick up a book, your focus completely lasts as long as you're there. You're doing something, your focus is completely in that way. You're playing a sport, your whole mind, your attention, your awareness is with that game. You're taking a bath, you're feeling the water roll down, sleep over your body, the soap on your body, the movements of your hand, your entire thought is there. You are mindful. So to be mindful is not to be in absence of the thoughts, but thoughts are with your mind without bothering you. So you try to learn in the present moment of your time. So if you learn mindfulness, your concentration naturally will be a part of it. I forgot, the question was too large for me. Can you?
Basically, people want to know how they can maintain their concentration for something that they see in the future, uh, like working hard for long time. That is not possible for people all the time due to situations of adversity. So how can they maintain their concentration?
By accepting it, like I said, if you don't accept, now you're saying, oh, pandemic ho gaya, pata nahi kya hoga. When you start to think that way, you lose your time, your concentration, everything is lost. But you think this as a potential possibility for you. It's an opportunity for me to transform myself, to more engage myself more into what is making me less. When you change your perception, your thinking, your thoughts will ground you, and you start to take that journey. So it is a practice again. Everything in our life is a practice. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So one of the questions that are also in the feedback forms asks about anger and the regret that follows. So how do we first, address anger and then also deal with the regret?
Right. You see, once you shoot a gun, the bullet goes out. You cannot get it back. So regret is an outcome of your action. You might feel very bad after you have done it. You realize that you have done it. There's nothing more you can do. So what you can do when you have realized that you've done something wrong, which you should not have done, now what you can do is you can ask for forgiveness to yourself and forgiveness to that person that you have hurt, that you have harmed. All right? So learn to forgive yourself. But this should happen unintentionally. Sometimes anger arises because you connect with something. You might have a high expectation about your own friend, family. And when that expectation doesn't meet, you get angry. Like, when I was not practicing, I used to get a bit jittery with my children. Why are they not doing this? Because my expectations were too high. That's a killer. You expect because of your own nature. Again, it comes back to the idea of competition. So we need to do it differently. We need to, if we have done something unknowingly, then we need to ask forgiveness to ourselves, forgiveness from the person that we have hurt. If he or she is in front of you, the better. Otherwise, you can send a message, whatever. If the person is far away and you can't reach, you can send that ask that forgiveness through visualizing that person. Now, getting angry, again, is a practice. How to overcome anger in our life, how to overcome the shame. Shame is at the lowest level of all our vibration, by the way. So don't do anything that is shameful, because you will really slide down so low in your life, it might become very challenging for you to climb up from there. Anyway, but in there also, if you learn to forgive yourself and forgive others, you will rise very fast on that ladder of frequency, hers. Now, anger. This is one of the negative things that is in us, in all human beings. People who are not angry have practiced. There's a beautiful saying in a guy asked, can you, to a pandit, to a sage, can you define anger? And he said, is the punishment that you give to yourself because of others. So anger is not, we say, मेरे को गुस्सा मत दिलाओ. It's not true. कोई गुस्सा नहीं दिलाता है. It's coming from within. You are getting angry because you are connecting yourself with the conditions outside of you. कोई कुछ बोला, वो सुन लिया और मन में ले लिया. When you don't connect, yesterday I was telling you the gift. when you don't take anyone's gift that way, anger to aayega nahi, one way. Expectation, when you don't expect that high and the friend is not unable to deliver, then also there is no problem of getting angry. But let's imagine that you're angry. All the time you're angry. First step is to realize that you're angry. So from now, right now, if you are an angry person, from right now, tell your mind, when I'm getting into an angry mood, remind myself that I'm getting angry. Okay? So try to remind yourself. The moment you're getting angry, remind yourself. And then say, be aware, oh, I'm getting angry. Come on. Why am I getting angry? If you can dissect immediately. Why am I getting angry? Because of this. Oh, I don't, because she's shouting or he's shouting. I just close my ears, or I just shift my ground, or I just take those shouting, those words into a positive thing, and that's how you realize. That's how you build in from your rational part. When you try to realize, this is how you realize. You transform everything into a positive way, positive attitude. So you can change those words into positive thing, or change your space, or change your place. Now, when you constantly get angry on something, one thing that repeats in your mind, go back to this formula of trying to dissect, why are you getting angry? You'll get an answer. Ask question to the answer. Get another answer. Ask question. Get another answer. Go to the root, to the inner core of the onion, to find nothing there. You laugh about it. You'll forgive yourself, forgive the other, and nothing will matter after that. It is also a practice. So anger, you don't have a formula that you do something and you are off anger. No, you have to meditate, and you have to keep awareness that you're getting angry, realize and translate that realization into an action, either through your thinking or through moving your place or space. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think that would be a beautiful message, a beautiful point we can end on. So we thank you for your time, viewers, and thank you, sir, for all the beautiful session.
Thank you so much, and see you all. Good night tomorrow. God bless you all. All my love to you all.